Will do it for us today. I'm Chris Stewart. Denver 7 News at 5 starts right now.
Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace.
Zelensky makes a passionate plea to the U.S. Congress, and President Biden responds.
We're going to give Ukraine the arms to fight and defend themselves through all the difficult days ahead.
And President Biden doesn't mince his words about Putin.
Oh, I think he is a war criminal.
And the Broncos' potential savior is officially here.
We're here for one thing, and it's to win. It's to win at the highest level often.
Russell Wilson, say hello to Broncos country.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Russell Wilson, holy, very exciting.
And Christmas in March.
For Marshall fire victims, getting new toys is just the boost they need.
The joy that we are bringing, the happiness, and they're so excited when they leave.
First tonight, we are talking about the changing weather. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Ann Trujillo.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. Now, snow is starting to fall in the mountains, making its way down toward Denver. But before the snow, we're going to have to deal with the rain.
Yes, and here to tell us all about the storm, meteorologist Mike Nelson, who we stuck out in the elements today to give us a first-person view. Okay, no real elements, but hey, Mike.
No, I'm under the overhang here at the building, so I'm okay. But I can step back here and be kind of in the rain. Traffic is moving along nicely because the streets are still dry, but that's not going to last a whole lot longer. There's a fairly good band of rain that's going to start moving into the Denver area within about the hour, and the colder temperatures, we're still holding at about 50 degrees now, but it's going to drop quickly tonight. We're going to get those big fat snowflakes coming up by about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, and for much of the night a winter storm warning is in effect for all of the Denver metropolitan area. It lasts through midday tomorrow. Some areas in the foothills and down south could see 10 to 12 inches of wet, heavy snow. Downtown here, I think a lot of it's going to melt early on, but we could still see about 4 or 5 inches of snow coming up overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. So it will be a slushy and slow Thursday morning commute. Maybe not all that much better Thursday afternoon. For right now, folks will get home okay, but I'll drill down and show you what we expect in all the different neighborhoods along the Front Range coming up in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like March in Colorado, doesn't it? All right. Thank you, Mike. A 600-foot-long avalanche closed Loveland Pass for hours this morning. Till about a half an hour ago, crews were still searching the area to see if someone was possibly caught in the avalanche. Their search has not found any victims.
New at 5, the group questioning the Marshall Fire cleanup bidding process is no longer holding up the process. Boulder County now will move ahead with the firm originally chosen to do the work. The contract should be signed next week, work to begin immediately after.
Also new at 5, the Rockies have just scored a major player. ESPN reporting the Rockies have signed former Giants third baseman Chris Bryant. The deal is reportedly for 7 years and worth $182 million. And Broncos country, meet your new quarterback. Russell Wilson is officially in Denver, and yes, his adorable kids and Ciara are here as well. And here to tell us how his official welcome to Broncos country went, we'll turn it over to Denver 7 sports reporter Nick Rothschild.
Nick, I think it's unanimous. I think we're all very happy with our new quarterback.
Shannon, I don't know. I think people are actually kind of split on this. Half of Broncos country loves seeing Russell Wilson in Denver, and the other half loves seeing Ciara in Denver. I, for one, love both. But today was all about hearing from the new Broncos quarterback for the first time, and our Broncos insider Troy Rank was in the building for Wilson's introduction. Hello, Troy. Watching the highlights is one thing, right? But what was it like to see the man up close and personal?
Yeah, the first time I met Russell Wilson, Nick, was 2010 when he had signed and been drafted by the Rockies. His focus hasn't changed much, but certainly his profile has. And remember this about Wilson. He is obsessed with the process of being a quarterback. Nick, he watched all 20 of the Broncos games last year, yes, including preseason. He told me he only requires 4 hours sleep a night. This is a guy that wants to be a quarterback every second of every day. And remember, he's 33. So this deal wasn't about winning just right now. It's winning from now on.
Yeah, my goal is to play 10 to 12 more years and hopefully win 3 to 4 more Super Bowls. You know, that's the plan. So I think that's the mindset. That's why I came here, to hopefully be able to finish my career here and to finish on top as a champion. You know, at the end of the day, it's about the work, though. It's every day, the consistency of it, the obsession of it, the wild obsession of the work and doing it right every single day and not letting up ever.
Yeah, Nick, I talked to some of his teammates that were here for the press conference today, and they already are kind of being held accountable by Wilson. What I love, Nick, he said he fears no one in the AFC or AFC West, and he has no trepidation in following in the footsteps of John Elway and Peyton Manning. WrestleMania has arrived here in Denver. Nick, back to you.
Thank you, Troy. Shannon, if he plays 12 more years, he's already probably a Hall of Famer. He could have a whole other Hall of Fame career right here in Denver. We'd love to see that.
We'd love to see it. That was fun to meet him today. Nick, thanks. See you later on this evening. And the Wilsons already are making their mark in Denver. Russ and Sierra paid a visit to Children's Hospital Colorado yesterday.
Their song at dance almost every week.
Oh, that's awesome. I got new music coming for you, so I'm gonna make sure you keep dancing, okay?
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hey, can you say, let's ride?
That's right.
Yeah, let's ride.
And yes, Russell Wilson jerseys are on sale right now for the Broncos. You can get number 3 online at Fanatics website. You will have to be patient, though. Our producer of this broadcast ordered one right after the press conference, and the website is telling her the jersey won't get here until the end of April.
Today, President Biden announced $800 million in military aid to Ukraine after Ukrainian President Zelensky made an impassioned request before Congress for more help.
I'm addressing the President Biden. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace.
The new military support to Ukraine includes anti-aircraft systems and armed drones. Zelensky also made another plea for a no-fly zone over Ukraine to prevent Russian air attacks. President Biden did not move on that request, making it clear that this is Ukraine's war to fight.
We're going to give Ukraine the arms to fight and defend themselves through all the difficult days ahead.
The leader of NATO is still urging for a diplomatic solution as a 4th round of peace talks drag on. And while all of this is unfolding, one of the foremost experts on Russia is visiting Denver and sharing her thoughts on the crisis in Ukraine.
Denver 7 politics reporters Megan Lopez spent some time with Fiona Hill today. Joins us live in the newsroom. So, Megan, what does she think exactly brought us to this point?
Well, Shannon and Ann, Fiona Hill has served in 3 U.S. administrations as an advisor on Russia, most recently for President Trump. She's studied U.S.-Russia relations for decades and even written a book on Vladimir Putin. And she's working with the Brookings Institution, now visiting MSU Denver, as you see here today. She says Western politics certainly play a role. While American policies, priorities, and presidents have changed over the past 2 decades, Putin has always kept his eye on the United States. Hill says that Putin feels disrespected by the West.
He feels like we're not listening to him, we're not hearing him, and he thinks that the only thing we understand is false. And he's been saying for some time that, he wanted to take back control of Ukraine.
So she sees a lot of conflict about reasserting dominance and stopping the West from influencing Eastern Europe. And there's a lot of moments in history that unfortunately pointed to us getting to this very point.
So, Megan, does she have any sense of how this resolves, how this ends?
Yeah, she says that there is a best and a worst case scenario, but she admits that even the best case scenario is not a great one. That would be diplomatic negotiations that are really able to stop this crisis from expanding into other countries and end it in a matter of weeks or months. But that's certainly going to cost the international community and Ukraine.
The only way is blunt the invasion by the things that we're already doing, support Ukrainians, figure out how to help them rebuild, and have this full diplomatic effort, getting larger portions of the world community, not just the Europeans, to push Russia to stop this. But we're going to have to give Putin some idea of a win to basically get him to stop, which is not going to be very palatable for any of us.
So what does a win look like for Vladimir Putin? Well, it could be Ukraine not trying to enter NATO. That's something that we've heard Zelensky already say. It could be an official recognition that Russia controls territories like Crimea and the Donbas region and more. Hill says that Putin is very much seems to be in survival mode right now and is trying to preserve his power. And that can be a very dangerous situation to be in.
All right, Megan Lopez, thank you. As expected, the Federal Reserve today raised its key interest rate by a quarter point. This first interest rate hike in more than 3 years. And the move is aimed at lowering the inflation rate that has sent consumer prices soaring. Prices have risen nearly 8% in the first quarter this year. The move, by the way, also sent stocks higher today, with the Dow closing up 500 points.
I was exhausted.
Colorado pharmacy workers are burned out.
I physically couldn't handle the stress anymore.
We're getting an inside look at why pharmacy techs are walking off the job.
They are overworked, underpaid, and understaffed.
And local firefighters are selling gear to benefit Marshall Fire victims.
I feel like, my family lost their homes, so what can I do to just something else extra to help them